My name is Daniel Young. I am the owner of Adapted Perspective, and I operate the Adapted Perspective Navigate Your Finances Facebook page. These videos are filmed in my house, and they will be raw and uncut because I love, honestly, I love raw and uncut video. All the stuff exported and done through Fiverr is great stuff, but raw video just makes me feel that anybody can make these videos. Makes it more real. It honestly doesn't really give me an edge because there's no way to cut or edit out anything I mess up on. So why the video? I wanted to give you some background regarding adapted perspective. So what does that mean? Perspective is how we view the world. It's our lens, our filter, and it's how we think about stuff. Adapted just means you've been, whether you're given a new point of view or you're challenged on your point of view, you've had to change your point of view. So adapted perspective is how we should all view the world. Now, my perspective is based on mine, my experiences, your perspective is based on your experiences. We can have a conversation, we can challenge each other in how we view things, and we can walk away with a different perspective and how that fits into our own, or we can completely change our perspective. So why did I start this? Without getting into the whole backstory, because it's long, and I'm probably like you, I can talk a ton about stuff that interests me, and my journey up to this point interests me. But without getting into all of that, I started this business so I could start a blog with the same name, with the goal to not make money on the blog, which sounds really crazy. It was crazy in my head before I started this video. It's crazy admitting it now. My goal was to educate people and connect with people, because how culture and how society views our professional lives, our lives post high school, is very different to how I believe we should view our lives in general. So culture says, so you go to high school or grade school, and you either get credit for high school or you get your high school diploma, and you enter the workforce, or you go to college, right? But if not college, you go to a community college, and then you're not going to go farther. Fine, you enter the workforce, and if not, you go to college, and then you get a job. You enter the workforce, or you go to grad school like I did, and then you get a job and enter the workforce, or you get a doctorate, right? And you can keep going back to school for all these different things, but eventually you enter the workforce. And whether you're a working professional, like me, teaching in sports medicine, or whether you're in corporate America, working professional, corporate America. So working professional, you're in a job where the annual income changes slightly every year, but it's not a true raise. There's no stock options, there's no Christmas bonus. Corporate America, you get a definitive raise. Like, there's levels of income based on experience, which is true for every job, but it's an actual step up. Like, it's a significant bump in pay, where you might get stock rewards, or you might get a Christmas bonus. For everybody, we're in the workforce, and society says, hey, you started your job, that's awesome. Your retirement is in, we'll say if you enter the workforce at 24, the earliest you can retire is in 40 years. That's a long time. And how they describe it, how they define it is, hey, you start your job, 40 years later-ish, you can retire, right? And between the two, even though my fingers aren't exactly the right heights, between the two is a straight line. You start here, you end there, and then you get to live your life. You get to have fun and go on trips and do all this stuff. Well, I mean, I get that gap on screen isn't that big, but 40 years is a hell of a lot of time. And speaking from my own perspective, maybe it was or is the same as your perspective. I didn't really stop to think about it until 2 years ago. My dream and my shared dream with my wife is I want a hunting business, which means I would need land and a business. And I'm 42 this year, so at age 40, it's like, so in 25 years, knowing my family history and all the stuff that's gone, physically wrong with my family, you want me to wait till I'm 65 to actually start and not accomplish my dreams, start my dreams? Because my dreams would be like a successful, profitable business. That's not going to happen the first year. I mean, if it does, it'd be awesome. But you want me to do that when I'm 65? That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. So I started this business to tell people there's a better way. And my goal with the blog was to say, yes, there's a better way. And you don't have to follow culture's standpoint on your retirement. My purpose, the way I phrased it then, was my purpose is to help you see a different point of view and to realize that you don't have to wait that long. Now, in your journey, in your financial freedom journey or your journey to financial freedom, you can work a full-time job till you're 65. I know people who want that path. That's great. That's not me. And you can add a side hustle, right? So you have more income, or two side hustles, right? Maybe they take over so you leave your full-time job, right? Side hustle money would be great. But that still doesn't exactly solve my problems or help me reach my goals. And as I've evolved in this business, and as my business has evolved, my purpose is still the same. My purpose is to give you a different point of view and to help you see a different point of view than what you're going with, because you can retire early. Like, you can leave the full-time job, and you can do that a lot of different ways. My goal personally is to create passive income, and not the passive income that the make money online, the MMO people sell, like open an Etsy shop or do Amazon KDP, and that's passive income. That's not passive income. It's income. I mean, that's active, not active. It's active income. Yes, it actively comes in. That's personal income. Okay, you have to work in order to make it happen. Now, it's passive in that once it's there, right, if people buy it, then you get the money. But it's still personal income. Passive income would be real estate profits. Okay, but that's a lesson for another day. So my goal is to give you a different perspective, and that there's a better way than waiting and wasting the middle part of your life working for somebody else that takes you away from your family and that keeps you from your dreams. There's a better way. So the way I explain this is based on a why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I making this video? Why do I want to help you? Why? So that I don't mix messages, because I don't like changing my messaging. Let me read you my why statement from my Facebook page. So I got to look off screen in order to do that. So, my why, the business why, is I believe that it's my purpose, my calling, the why behind everything, to help you discover your big picture, like the grand scheme of things. Instead of just looking at just right now, let's look at the grand scheme of things and figure out where it is you are now and where you want to be. And then make a financial map. So, where you are now and where you want to be, so that you can reach your financial freedom destination. Because my goals are my goals and your goals are your goals. You shouldn't be forced to use my map, and I shouldn't be forced to use your map. Your map should be specifically tailored to you. Now, it's adjustable, it's changeable, it's adaptable because it needs to be. Things change. Okay, it's not written in stone, right? It's not written in blood, right? It's changeable because things happen. But it's also not based on me because I'm not you and you're not me. Right? So I believe that it's my purpose to help you discover your big picture and make your financial map so that you can reach your version of financial freedom, right? And reach that destination and maintain it so that you can pass it on. Because here's the deal, more money doesn't equal less problems. Okay, generally, more money equals more problems because we don't have the structure, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have that big picture view on how to manage that. Look at lottery winners; they win millions of dollars. Look at the $1 billion winner who didn't get the $1 billion. But look at lottery winners, and look at how many of them are bankrupt because they just spent the money. They have nothing to show for it. They have the, hey, I won the lottery. And there are multiple people that have won the lottery more than once and are still bankrupt because they have no methodology, no big picture, no wherewithal of where they are and where they want to go and how to maintain that destination. Because I could accomplish my dreams, right? I could start that. I could buy the land and build the business and have a profitable year or two and then just have it go in the gutter because I mismanage it. That doesn't help me or anybody. But if I could build a structure, if I can build a plan, if I can build that frame of mind now, right, and implement change and implement structure and implement that perspective and implement the baby steps needed in order to have that successful business, plus have the funding in order to pay for that business. Because if you think as a teacher that I have the funding, that my wife and I have the funding to buy land and build a business here in Texas, you're off your rocker. That's a lot more money than we have right now. Our current full-time job status is not going to allow that dream to happen just on the principle of money. So we've got to find a different way. So our financial map, right, our big picture of things is knowing where we want to be. So the financial map is how we're going to get there. It's the plan of how to get there, right? Your dreams could be anything. I mean, you could buy a small island off the coast of Florida, right? And there are small islands for sale off Florida. I'm sure they're that way off Belize too, right? So whatever your financial dreams are, right? Think about it. Whatever they are, even if you're in a hole-in-the-wall job right now, your dreams are possible if you adapt your perspective and you change your methodology and you alter your focus. Culture's way isn't going to get you there. I would love to tell you it would because it would solve a lot of my problems, but it's not going to work that way. Adapt your perspective. Make it happen. Shock your world. It's feasible. Culture will tell you, no way in hell. And I'm here to tell you, there's a way. But you've got to make it happen. Adapt your perspective.